Match number 10 of the Tata IPL 2025, and we once again go back to Vizag for the second home game of the Delhi Capitals. We all remember the last time they faced at this venue. It was Ashutosh Sharma show. I have Sanchit with me. Sanchit, interestingly, their opponents is Sunrisers Hyderabad, and headlines whenever this team plays at the Rajiv Gandhi International Stadium is which game will it be Team Sopar? But surprisingly, it wasn't meant to be against the Lucknow Super Giants. The revenge was taken rightly so by Lucknow Super Giants, I feel, from the last season, what happened between Sanjeev Goenka and KL Rahul. What was your thought on both the games, starting with the way Ashutosh Sharma got DC over the line at Vizag, and then to SRH's defeat against the Lucknow Super Giants?
Well, what a game that was. I mean, since the start of the IPL, we were craving for a nail-biting finish. That's what the IPL is known for, and fortunately, it delivered in the first week itself. I mean, that entire game, not just the Ashutosh Sharma innings. I mean, the entire game, I think, was a peak IPL game. And I think I read some of the
Absolutely.
comments on social media saying that IPL is finally now IPLing,
Absolutely.
and that is exactly what happened. But to win it from that position, I mean, at one point there was 66 for five, if I'm not wrong.
65 for 5. Absolutely.
65 for 5, and from that position to come in as an impact player, yes, this is where the importance of impact player comes in again, and to win the game for your side batting on your own, and not to forget that important one run by Mohit Sharma at the end. Without
Oh,
that,
yes.
that wouldn't have been possible. So amazing from Delhi Capitals, and this is what the IPL is known for,
You
to
said about this is
actually.
what the IPL is known for. The IPL was back. Can you go back to the next day as well at Ahmedabad? The way Punjab Kings defended, impact player Vijay Kumar Vishak as well.
Yes.
Impact player was used perfectly in those two games.
Absolutely. And I think more as we go on towards the end of the season, we'll see more and more instances where impact players actually win you those games. And till now, I think this is the third season where the impact player rule is actually being implemented. And there are still some teams who are finding it difficult on how to utilize that. But I'm so glad that in the first week itself that we are seeing teams now finally learn on how to actually use this in
Absolutely.
their own way. So amazing win from DC. And on the other hand, Hyderabad Lucknow game. I mean, it was a complete anti-climax game. I mean, before the game, we were seeing memes about 300, 400 for that matter,
Absolutely.
given the
400.
inexperience of
Exactly.
given the inexperience of Lucknow Super Giants bowler. But when Rishabh Pant came out to toss and when he won the toss, the confidence you actually could see in his words that he would like to ball first. I mean, that actually shows that they had a plan ready for Sunrise Hyderabad. And
Correct.
very few teams actually go on to do that in their own den and then walk the talk, especially what they rightfully did in that match. So absolutely amazing, and that masterclass from Puran with the bat and Mitchell Marsh at the top of the order. I mean, amazing. Sunrisers, they shouldn't panic. I mean, this is what their entire game plan is all about. I think I remember Pat Cummins speaking about it in last season that there will be times when they lose the game, but it's important that they do not change anything. It will work out on odd days. It will not work out on odd days, but as long as we keep doing what we are meant to do, it's all fine. So I don't think Hyderabad should be panicking anything about. So all in all,
Absolutely.
it's an amazing thing.
Absolutely, but how time changes, how increasing this cricket league is going out. 190 was scored yesterday in that game versus Sunrisers versus Lucknow, and we are thinking it was a below par total. Nowadays, 230, 240, I think is an average score at any given venue. But talking about this fixture, SRH versus DC at Vizag, let's take a look into the last 5 times these two teams faced against each other. It was the Sunrise Hyderabad who won the last two games, and then it was Delhi Capitals winning 3 games on the trot. So SRH have the momentum against the Delhi Capitals, but keeping aside, I can say it's a neutral venue at Vizag for both the teams. Your thought on this game, please?
Absolutely. I think it's going to be a very close game, as you rightly said. I mean, both the teams are coming off on a very contrasting note, to be very honest. Hyderabad would have liked to come in as winners in that last game, but it's okay. I think they would like to forget what happened against Lucknow. But on the other hand, DC are coming off a win, but it has been a while since they played that first game. So sometimes when you get off on a win, you would want to
True.
play your next match as
True.
soon as possible. But now maybe on the other hand, Hyderabad, they would want to forget this match, what happened against Lucknow, by playing another match. And maybe Hyderabad could fancy their chances in this way. But it's going to be a close game. I think it's all about how DC ballers play a ball against the Hyderabadi
Absolutely. I
batsmen in
was
the end.
about to come. It might turn out to be a DC bowling attack versus SRH's batting attack. You said about momentum, I must tell you. You watched it very closely in the WPL eliminator and also in the final. Delhi Capitals women had 1 week break, and eventually Mumbai Indians win, and with the momentum, they won the cup. How important is momentum in these kind of long tournaments?
Absolutely important, especially in the format of T20. I think it really shows that you would want to have as many games as possible in when you are in the groove. I think we have seen momentum being the as there is a saying that you live by the sword, you die by it, and similarly, momentum plays that way. I mean, there are very big instances like Rajasthan Royals, for that matter, in 2023 and even in 2024. They were on a roll in the
True.
first half of the IPL. I think winning 8 or 9 matches in the first 10 that they played, and then the remaining matches, I think they only
Correct.
won once. So momentum actually matters a lot. When you're winning, you would want to keep on playing matches so that you keep on winning. But once that momentum breaks, you can go on a downward spiral. So hopefully for Delhi
Absolutely.
Capitals, it doesn't happen.
Absolutely, that's true. But they will be at the same venue at Vizag. Let's take a look into the conditions. How does the pitch report play at Vizag? Talking about the surface, 16 matches have been played here, Sanchit, in the IPL. 8 times the team batting first have been victorious compared to 8 times the team batting second. Teams don't mind batting first at this venue because the average score is more than 220 plus. Though a little bit of dew might come into play in the second innings. What's your take on this? Both the teams have batting in their team, firepower, especially in SRH. If you're in the captain's shoes of Axar Patel, would you tempt of putting what Rishabh Pant did, or putting SRH to bat first?
I think both the teams should do what they really want to do, to be very honest, instead of just playing mind games in the minds of the opposition.
True.
I think toss wouldn't really matter in this fixture because SRH would like to bat first as that is their strength. And similarly, on the other hand, DC would like to chase because this is what they really do well because of the depth that they have and the kind of chase that they pull out against Lucknow in the first game that
But
they
do you
played.
really
So
think SRH have the bowling this season around to defend targets?
I think even SRH knows this fact that they are going to play majority of the games to outbat the opposition in the first inning itself,
Exactly.
where they can score 240, 250 and just win the game
Absolutely.
there and there itself. But the moment that their batting falters, like how we saw against Lucknow, I mean, for them, failure is 190 or 200 just because of the
Absolutely.
lack of ballers that they have. So that's when they are in trouble. So for Delhi's point of view, I think they would love to win the toss and ball first. Do what Lucknow did against them, take early wickets, build pressure on them, and with the kind of spinners that they have, I mean, in the first game that Delhi played, similarly, Lucknow were on a roll. I think at one point they were 13
Yeah,
overs,
yeah.
160 odd, and from there they managed to restrict them below 220. I think Kuldeep Yadav is the key for this particular fixture. So I'm happy to see Delhi bowlers face off against that SRH batting lineup, and I think that is where the match is to be won or lost.
100%. That is where the match is going to be won or lost. DC bowlers versus SRH batting. Win the toss. SRH batting first. Win the toss. DC bowling first, says Sanchit at this venue. What about the strategy session? Quick fire time. Sanchit, over to you. 60 seconds will be provided to you for rapid fire question. Your time starts now. During the pitch report, you said about high scoring venue. If SRH, in case they bat first, can we expect a 300 plus against DC bowling?
Just because of DC's bowling, I think it's not possible in this game. I think it will be
Okay.
around 200, but not 300.
Not 300, okay. Which Australian opener do you think will score more runs tomorrow? JFM for DC or Travis Head?
A tough one, but I'll go with the experience. I think Travis said purple patch, and I think hands down he'll be the one.
Okay. Nowadays, we're seeing impact player for SRH is Adam Zampa. So, am I asking you, which spinner do you think will pick more wickets? Kuldeep Yadav or Adam Zampa?
I'll go with the current form. I think Kuldeep is in a different zone altogether. So I'll go with Kuldeep Yadav.
Okay. How many sixes do you think will be hit tomorrow at Vizag? I'm giving you a difference of 5.
Okay, it's a very interesting one. I'm expecting a lot of sixes. So maybe 15, 16 each. So around 30, 35.
30 to 35. Okay, that's going to be a high scoring game, I must tell you. Okay, you're done with your questions. Thank you so much, Sanchit. Your 4 questions done and dusted. We'll see at the end of the game how many you get correct. Let's move on to the players to watch out for. Starting with the Delhi Capitals players, I've gone with 3 of them. Jake Fraser-Magurk is one of the players to watch out for. KL Rahul is back into the side, and he should be part of the 11. He's my second, and Mitchell Stark is my third player to watch out for Delhi. Your thoughts on that, please?
Absolutely. I think I completely agree with this, especially KL Rahul, because he missed out on the first game. I mean, amazing moment for him in his personal life to have a baby girl. I think that is the most important part of life. But now he's
Absolutely.
back in a very good mood, and last 6 months have been really good for KL Rahul
Too good,
across
yeah.
all formats. So I think it's so good for him that he's going to begin his journey in a new team with this kind of a note. His team won in the first match, so expecting KL Rahul to have a wonderful game. And similarly, JFM had a quiet game again in the last match, but I think he's just like his counterpart Travis said.
True,
Once he gets going, then runs are going to come. So
true.
definitely. And Mitchell Stark, as I mentioned earlier, that DC's bowling versus SRH batting is going to be the game to witness. So Stark has to do what he did last year in the knockouts. If
In
you
the
remember, I
final,
think you as a KKR fan would remember that pretty well. The way he actually bamboozled that SRH top order, especially Travis said for that matter. I think definitely Mitchell Stark has a point to prove again.
Absolutely. KKR versus SRH in both the games in the eliminator. Once Travis Head, once Abhishek Sharma. We cannot forget that. Moving on to the SRH players to watch out for. So far, the only left-hander has not been going red is Abhishek Sharma. According to me, he's one of my players to watch out for. Henry Klaas and Mohammad Shami are the other two. Any changes from your end?
I think similarly, I would go with this one. Maybe tempted for Ishan Kishan again. I know he missed out in the last game. It was a very unlucky dismissal in place of Shami. The reason why I'm not going with Shami is because I still am not confident enough about SRH's bowling. I mean,
Okay.
clearly, it's their batting that is the strength. And somewhere, I think if their bowling clicks, definitely wonderful news for them. But at the moment, I really don't think Shami could edge over Ishan in my top three for
Okay.
SRH. So I'll go with Ishan Kishan. I think he has another point to prove. It's time for him to do what Shreyas Iyer is doing. Both of them were on a similar boat with all the
Yeah.
contract issues that was happening in the past few years or so. Iyer has repaid the faith of BCCI. So now it's time for Kishan to do what he's doing. So expecting Ishan Kishan to have another wonderful game in this match.
Absolutely. Ishan Kishan to have a wonderful game according to you in place of Mohammad Shami. Fair enough. Let's move on to the battles to watch out for. Battle number one, according to me, has to be Mitchell Starc versus Travis Head. Mohammad Shami versus 5 duplessis is my battle number 2. And Axar Patel versus Henry Klassen is my battle number 3. A score to settle for Bapu from the T20 World Cup final, according to me.
Exactly. I think the moment you mentioned about Axar versus Class, and it reminded me of that final, that over, which actually thought that chalo yaar, World Cup chale gaya. But yeah, I think Axar would like to remove that memory and have a new one in this particular fixture. But yeah, I completely agree with all the three batters. I think these three are going to decide the game, especially Starc versus Head. If Starc can get the better of Head once again in the first few overs itself, I think SRH will panic. Their batting order will panic. Even the last game, they've lost 2-3 wickets early against Lucknow.
Yeah.
But Travis Head kept on doing what he's done. So that is the reason they were on a stable position. But the moment that the team loses its head, pun intended, that is where I think SRH will panic. So that is going to be my most important battle.
Absolutely. And you talk about SRH's batting. After the top three, you have Nitish Kumar Reddy as a number 4. How important is somebody like a Nitish Kumar Reddy to steady the ship if we lose early wickets earlier?
Absolutely. I think the innings that he was kind of playing against Lucknow, I think that was really good to see. Especially, it's really always amazing when Indian players step up in this kind of situation. Even the likes of Aniket, I think, who played a tremendous knock down the order.
Knock, yeah.
So this is the beauty of about IPL. I think the motto itself says when talent means opportunities, and these are the players that you actually love to see keep on growing. So definitely Nitish Kumar Reddy is a vital role, not just with the bat but also with the ball. We have not seen that much yet, but once the pitches start getting slower, that's when Nitish's role I think will become more and more crucial. So definitely is going to be the player to watch out for as we go towards the end of the season.
You're so happy seeing Indian stars coming up and living. A little bit of word on a couple of more stars. One from Lucknow Super Giants, Digvesh Rathi, and on the other end from Mumbai Indians, Vignesh Puthur.
Absolutely. I think it's really good to see that these are the players who are stepping up in the first week of the IPL itself, where all the hype around broadcasters on social media is about the big stars, Virat Kohli, Dhoni, Rohit Sharma. And I think Virat mentioned this in the opening night ceremony itself, where he mentioned something about it's time for the young guns to step over and the old people will, like, I think that it was something on the similar front. So this is what we are seeing right now. The young guns are actually stepping up. The MICSK game with Vignesh having that dream spell. Even Vipraj for that matter in the DC game.
Oh yes,
that
what a
partnership
knock
that he had with Ashutosh. Amazing, absolutely amazing. And I think it's safe to say that we have not seen the last of these players. We are definitely going to see new and more players stepping up, and maybe even in this game, while we talk about the stars, we can see one of the most random player, a young player turning up and winning the game for each side. So it's always good to see that.
What about Punjab Kings Priyan Sharia?
Absolutely amazing. I was there in Ahmedabad for that match, and the kind of hitting that he was doing in the first 6 overs itself, I think it was absolutely amazing. I really wanted him to keep on going and score a triple century, triple run mark into a century. But unfortunately, it wasn't the case. But definitely, he has an amazing future ahead. So really looking forward to see more of him.
Absolutely. So many stars are coming up in this Indian incredible league, I must tell you. Talk us through the predicted playing 11, starting with the home side, the Delhi Capitals. Sanchit, this is what I've gone with. Just 2 changes according to me from the previous one. I've got Mukesh Kumar and Mohit Sharma both in my 11. KL Rahul comes back into my side and no Sameer Rizvi. I think he can come in as my impact sub if required. Impact sub of Natarajan or Sameer Rizvi required for DC. KL Rahul in the middle order at number 4. Any other changes for you?
I think it's pretty fair to, I think, go with the same 11. I mean, it's going to be very interesting to see the new role of KL Rahul. We have been
Correct.
seeing him open the innings in the past for Punjab and even Lucknow for that matter. Now he has actually held his hand up and said, I'm going to bat in the middle over. So it's going to be very interesting how he fits in, what kind of role that he plays. Will we see the aggressive KL Rahul of 2018 once again? So I think that's going to be my takeaway from this particular match. Similarly,
His strike rate
for
will be something that will be looked into a little bit in the middle overs.
maybe yes, I think it's going to be very interesting for that, and the partnership that he will have with someone like a Tristan Stubbs,
True.
who's in a great form at the moment. I think KL Rahul will hold that middle order well and prevent what actually happened against Lucknow. I mean, losing 5 wickets in the first 10 over itself. So KL Rahul is going to be that stabilizer, and in towards the end of the innings, I think he's going to be someone who will want to do well with the bat in terms of
True.
finishing. So I think he's going to play a dual role in that middle order.
Okay, so looking forward to how KL Rahul performs in the middle order for the first time in IPL. What about the Sunrisers predicted playing 11? Let's take a look into that. I think it's going to be the same 11 according to me. The team is performing well. It was an off day previous game. Adam Zampa continues to be my impact sub. They're going with 3 overseas. Any changes for you, Sanjay?
I think similarly with what Pat Cummins like to do, I think he doesn't really want to change that much. And since it's just the first or the second week of the IPL, I don't think he'll make any changes. They have played amazing cricket so far in the last 2 years, and they have backed their strengths, which is some of the most amazing batting display we have seen over the last 2 years. So I think
Yeah.
similarly, just like you said, they're going to go with the same 11. Hopefully that the middle order keeps on clicking. I mean, we don't want to see them being over reliant on someone like an Abhishek Sharma or Travis Head or even Ishan Kishan for that matter. So hopefully Abhishek Sharma turns up, as you mentioned, that he's someone who has had a quiet
Yeah.
time so far. But
Yeah.
if he start clicking, then maybe we'll see an amazing runs.
Absolutely. And when Pat Cummins was asked in the inaugural of the tournament, he said that he's backing somebody like a Simarjeet Singh. And he has been groomed a lot by CSK. Now he's leading the opening bowling attack alongside Shami. How much do you think this man will have an impact in this season?
Absolutely. I think I remember one game that he played for CSK against Ara, if I'm not wrong, in Chepauk last year, where he had a similar spell, just like how I think he loves playing against Rajasthan, if I can just recall his recent games against them. So I think he's someone who is a very underrated player, and I'm
Yeah.
surprised that even in the auctions when Indian fast bowlers are in demand, we haven't seen that much of hype for someone like a Simarjit Singh. He's been around for a while. He's been low key and underrated at most of the times, but it's so good that in recent season he's finally delivering the trust of the management that are picking them. So the first match itself, he's been showing what he's capable of, and I'm very sure that he's going to keep on doing what he's doing for SRH. So hopefully, for SRH's sake, their bowling clicks together. So someone
Yeah.
like a Simarjit has to put up his hand up every
True.
now and then, and maybe partner with the veteran Mohammad Shami to deliver
Absolutely.
amazing ball.
Absolutely. They have 3 quality seamers, including Pat Cummins in 7. Then you have the desk specialist Axar Patel in your side. Playing 11 is done and dusted. Let's take a look into the predictions time now, putting Sanchit into the hot seat. Match number 10, it's DC versus SRH at Vizag. Sanchit, over to you. What's your percentage for this game?
It's a close one, to be very honest, Pritam. I mean, to actually differentiate between the two teams, it's very difficult because of the kind of run that both of them are. But I'll go with 60-40 in favor of Hyderabad. The reason why I'm going
Okay.
because there is a saying, you should never ever discount a wounded lion. And SRH are wounded lions in this match.
True.
They are coming off a loss, a very rare loss in their own den. So it's good that they are playing the second match on a trot. And similarly, for Delhi Capitals, they are playing after a gap.
Long
So
time. Yeah.
maybe that can be the difference between these two sides. So I'm going 60 for Hyderabad, 40 for Delhi Capitals.
60-40 for the visitors, according to Sanchit. Sunrise Hyderabad coming from a loss and will thump the Delhi Capitals, according to him. We'll see that. Expecting a high-scoring game, as you rightly mentioned about how many sixes he's expecting in this game. Thanks a lot, Sanchit. Thank you to all the viewers watching this one. It's SRH versus DC at Vizag. Sit back and enjoy a cracking contest. Don't forget to subscribe to Fifth Umpire. Press the bell icon as well. Thank you so much.